It seems that the new Netflix show, Splinter Cell Deathwatch, is facing a boycott before the show is even released. Congratulations, Netflix, you played yourself.
I want to talk to the kids. Hi, it's good for children to see LGBTQ
This is a good meme, folks.
And LGBTQ
Don't you think?
people. And it's not just good, it's wonderful.
I used a different name and pronouns.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Oh yeah, I'm certain some of you already heard Elon Musk. Here, before we continue, I need to showcase you the article. Here it is. It says here, Elon Musk encouraged people to cancel their Netflix subscription after reports show companies boasting about discrimination of white people.
Today, as a backlash against the company has just stirred up due to a variety of LGBT crap being pushed in kids programming and due to a writer of one of these shows being found to have celebrated the Charlie Kirk killing. Yes, Netflix is a massively gargantuan company who will be extraordinarily difficult to fight, but in the immortal words of Arnold Schwarzenegger,
if it bleeds, we can kill it.
You may remember that we have had a few shows recently coming out on Netflix that got their trailers absolutely pummeled on YouTube. First, there was the trailer for Season 4 of The Witcher, where they showed the first images of Liam Hemsworth taking over for Henry Cavill as Geralt, and that did not exactly go well. They were ratioed by a factor of about 5 to 1, and what's worse, they only hit 2.1 million views on the teaser trailer for a show which had the potential to be Netflix's version of Game of Thrones. Old teaser trailers for the show used to hit 8 or 9 million views, but now the show is utterly dead.
This sums up it. Here's the thing. There are some celebrities who is in fact a gamer. Henry Cavill, he played The Witcher. And why do you think he's so adamant on making sure The Witcher sticks to the source material? And now, guess what? He's gone. He doesn't want to be any part of it. And here's another example. Caitlin Danvers. Yes, she plays a unpopular or a hated character, Abby. But I do give Caitlin Danvers one kudos to that. She plays the game, The Last of Us. That is 1 point for me. Good job, Caitlin Danvers. You did it.
Fuck. And then there was that Splinter Cell show, which they showed off in a trailer a few weeks ago, where they made it obvious that they were gonna do the classic bait and switch and replace Sam Fisher with this character here, McKenna, because of course that was what they were always gonna do. This trailer, as you can see here, was ratioed as well, which is not a good sign for a new show like this. The comment section obliterated the show, but the problem is, and I talked about this a few weeks ago, but the problem is that with Netflix, they're so big that they just shrug this sort of criticism off. That's why they keep on doing the same shit. They haven't been punished.
Yeah, exactly that. How about instead, I don't know if Netflix is just like YouTube where they have a recommended setting, or in this case, you know, the recommended feed, subscription feed, you know, that sort. I don't know about that one. Okay, let's just say you watch a YouTube video, you watched it for a long period of time. Maybe that video will be recommended to you. What about you guys? Before I ask you this, what movie do you usually watch in Netflix? Stay in the comments. And most importantly, did that movie that you watch gets recommended to you in Netflix?
I am invincible!
Both of those shows released this month, and both of them are in serious trouble, especially now that there appears to be a bit of a movement to cancel Netflix going on. Thousands of people are canceling this platform in response to a newly discovered post on Blue Sky from this D-bag right here. This is Hamish Steele, the creator of a show on Netflix, and in his post, he calls Charlie Kirk a Nazi and makes it clear that he thinks it's a good thing he died. To top it off, people have looked into this show, which this guy created, and of course keep in mind that it's aimed at young kids, and this is what we found in it.
I'm trans, Norma.
Okay, yes, this is another Charlie Kirk situation. Honestly, to be honest, I never exactly have a Netflix subscription. To be honest, let's just say I have one. I mean, what sort of movie should I watch? I mean, the only show I can watch, and I mean the only one that favors me, is mostly The Last Airbender. I mean, the only thing I watch that because, for starters, I only watched the Blue Spirit episode, evidently.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've had a lot of people tell me that they have been unwillingly unsubscribed to the channel, so make sure you check on that, and also, give me a follow over on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster1. And if you feel like supporting the channel and helping keep the lights on, consider becoming a member for as little as $5 per month. But anyhow, let's talk about what's happening with Netflix right now. I'm sure that many of you are likely subscribed to this platform, and I would urge you guys to cancel it if you are subscribed, because right now, with this viral move against Netflix, this is the time to push back against them. As I showed you at top of the video, Netflix has, at the time of this recording, lost a couple percentage points already on the stock market, which amounts to an awful lot of money for a company of Netflix's size. We are talking about something like $5 or $10 billion in market cap that suddenly evaporated. But let's take a look at why people are pissed off at Netflix right now. I'll see if I can convince you to cancel your subscription, because I personally refuse to support a company like this. It was bad enough that we have shit like this Splinter Cell show or the He-Man cartoon from a few years ago, where they swap out the beloved character that everyone wants to see for the girl boss replacement. That sort of thing is bad enough.
For the record, I don't have a Netflix subscription. Well, to be honest, I wanted to get it by the time I monetize or anything, but then again, with what happened with Charlie Kirk, yeah, I'm out.
You are caught aiming LGBT propaganda at kids, I draw a full stop. So, first of all, this whole thing was kicked off when this guy here was discovered to have outed himself as a wretched human being who deserves scorn. In the upper right there, you can see this guy's Blue Sky profile, where he lists his pronouns as he and they, because they is a jackass of the highest order. And he is listed as the creator of the show Dead End Paranormal Park, which is where this line comes from here.
I'm trans, Norma.
And now, I apologize for not showing much of the clips from these shows. There's a whole lot more that I could show you that's really bad, but Netflix does not allow much to be shown from their shows without copyright claiming your video. That's why, instead of running the trailer for the new Splinter Cell show in the background here, I am instead running old gameplay of Splinter Cell Blacklist. But anyhow, right after Charlie Kirk was assassinated a few weeks back, this total jackass here responded to someone talking about Charlie Kirk, saying in this Blue Sky post that you can see in the lower right,
"Why the F are you even commenting on this dickhead? You don't have sympathy for any of the families being slaughtered by your weapons, but a random Nazi gets shot and it's a public statement. You're such an effing evil shit."
And you'll notice I had to clean up some of this dude's writing, because the guy is about as eloquent at writing on social media posts as you would imagine him to be.
First off, how are you so bad at writing when your job is a writer? No, generally, the way you write that post. Dr. Disaster had to correct everything. Seriously, how do you get a job at writing?
But anyhow, if that isn't enough to get you to want to cancel your Netflix subscription, then let's look at some more clips of TV shows aimed at children, which are explicitly pushing LGBT sludge onto kids. Here is Cocomelon showing a couple of gay dads encouraging their child to dance. Here's another show where a little cartoon horse is sad because he discovered that his grandparent is trans.
I used a different name and pronoun.
Oh boy, isn't that just sweet and special? I have a little girl who is still young enough where she would be very confused by this sort of thing. And at this point, Netflix is like that creepy uncle that you just don't want to leave alone in the same room with a little kid. But here is a clip showing the Jurassic World Kids cartoon on Netflix pushing a lesbian relationship.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
You'd think that a kids cartoon called Jurassic World would feature dinosaurs, but apparently Netflix has a different view on things. And all of this is to say nothing of that old movie Cuties, which was on the platform for a while, depicting underage girls doing inappropriate things. It was eventually canceled, but Netflix is clearly one of the most progressive shit-lib platforms in the world, and now would seem to be a pretty good time to get rid of it in your own personal household. Thousands of others have been posting their cancellations of the service on Netflix, and what really sucks for Splinter Cell Deathwatch is that the sort of people who are canceling Netflix right now are the ones who would typically be interested in watching a Splinter Cell show. It is an inherently masculine franchise which appeals to the cultural right wing.
Right, that will be true. Correct. Although the real thing is, it is the people who just watch TV shows, okay? I'm gonna bring this example every time about this, okay? This is about source material, okay? Look what happened with The Last of Us. Many people who just watch TV shows, such as The Last of Us Season 2, they don't know about the death of Joel. But gamers, we saw that a mile away. And when the death of Joel comes, guess what? People who just watch TV shows that don't play the game, they're like, okay, wait, was that supposed to happen? That's my theory. Listen, I know to most people who just watch TV shows, before you even watch the Splinter Cell Deathwatch, play the original game. Doesn't matter where it is. Play the original, play the game. Remember, you have to respect the source material. If the movie isn't similar, recording turbulence, folks. If the movie isn't similar to the game, then I don't think it's gonna do well, regardless what you want to say. This is video game, okay? And it is the reason why Hollywood doesn't like video games.
Right wing. But now their chances of being successful have dwindled even more. Meanwhile, The Witcher Season 4 reportedly spent roughly $25 million per episode on a show which is, for all intents and purposes, completely dead. This business model of Netflix, where they ignore the complaints of the cultural right and just intentionally keep pushing the envelope on radical, progressive shit while spending astronomical sums of money that will not work if people actually galvanize and take this opportunity to cancel this dog shit service. They have 300 million subscribers roughly worldwide, so maybe you and I canceling our subscriptions is just a microscopic drop in the bucket that won't end up mattering, but maybe not. Either way, I urge you to remember some very wise words that we should always keep in mind when choosing how to spend our dollars. Do not give money to people who hate you.
First off, sorry about the recording turbulence. I don't know if it's my monitor or maybe my video. Don't worry, I'll cut some of that out if I can. Apologies for the recording turbulence. I don't know, maybe the wiring stuff. Also, again, there's also an interruption with that phone. Really sorry. Let's move on to that. If I were a creator or anything, I would be disheartened to see my source material being bastardized, okay? I know some people who just watch TV shows, they don't know about the game, they don't play the game, they just watch TV shows, they binge Netflix. But sometimes people will be disappointed, like The Last of Us Season 2. Many people, they were shocked to see the death of Joel, but for gamers, we saw it coming. I don't care what Hollywood says. Look, honestly, I feel sorry for Henry Cavill that he has to leave because he couldn't even bear to bastardize the source material. Video game is a $1 billion industry, okay? It's much higher than Hollywood. Yet Hollywood will not admit it. That's the reason why they continue to do this kind of thing. I mean, what will it take for Hollywood and Netflix, above all, to admit that gamers, or in this case video game, is making more money than them? What will it take?
Well done, Griffin. Now we got this airfield secured, we can get a foothold on this island and start pushing the Japanese back. We're through retreating, lad. America's back in this war.
In the decade before World War II, the Marines began to truly develop their style of combat. This preparation paid huge dividends in the early days following America's entry into the war. Guadalcanal was taken and secured with almost no loss.